What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb, and welcome to the Rehab Christian Center Sunday morning virtual experience. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and just so grateful that you've taken the opportunity to share with us part two of an amazing series, 5 Things That Are Destroying Your Life. And today we're going to tackle bitterness, and it's going to be good. I'm stoked. I've been just tickled all week thinking about this message and preparing to share with you this morning on what God has given me, and I know it's going to be a blessing to you. So I'm just so grateful you've tuned in today, and you've decided to worship with us virtually here at the Rehab Christian Center. Good morning. I see people already saying good morning. Good morning, Brother Antonio. So good to see you again. Everybody, go ahead and start saying good morning in the chat area, regardless of the network that you're on. I want you to start liking the video, sharing the video. I need you to start tagging people now and tell them to tune in because, again, this is going to be another one of those messages. Last week, we kicked it off with forgiveness, had an awesome Q&A on Tuesday, and today we're doing part 2 of the series, and we're going to tackle bitterness. And I'm telling you, this is without a doubt the series of 2022. These 5 things that we're going to cover are so critical in your life, and adjusting these things and doing better in these spaces is really what it's about. It's about, tackling the hard things. And so many times we don't want to tackle the hard things in our lives, but locked behind the hard things are oftentimes change. It's those things that you don't want to bother, that you don't want to confront, that oftentimes are the pillars necessary to build a foundation in your life that creates change. And so last week it was forgiveness. This week, today, it's going to be bitterness. And we're going to come right from the Bible, and it's going to be powerful. And I'm excited to share some practical stuff with you. So I need you to start waking people up, nudging people, tell them to get up, let them know that the Rehab Christian Center is live and on the air virtually this morning. And we're so excited to see you, regardless of the network that you're on. So let's walk through the networks. I don't want to waste any time. I want to get right into this message after we go through everything that we have to walk through. And then we're going to get right into it. Good morning, Facebook. Welcome to the Rehab Christian Center. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching via Facebook, do me a favor. I want you to hit that like button. If you really enjoy this ministry, I want you to hit the like button, hold it down, turn it into a love button. You hit that share button, hit the @ symbol, and tag 5 of your friends. Do it right now and tell them that the Rehab Christian Center is live and on the air. And then make sure you say good morning in the chat area. If you have not already, say good morning. So many of you have already said good morning to me personally. Thank you so much. Good morning to you. And make sure you say good morning to the church and other people that you see that might be in the room. Because it's rude to come to church and not speak. And so make sure you do that. And I'm going to be so grateful for that. But again, tag the video, share the video. I need you to do that right now. I need you to get as many people up and out of the bed on this broadcast, because I'm telling you, I'm warning you, just like forgiveness, this one's going to come hard again as well. And I'm so excited again to see you right where you are, and so grateful that you've tuned in where you are. All right. So good morning to you, Facebook, Instagram. Good morning to you. Those of you that are tuned in via Instagram, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, for being a part of the broadcast this morning. If you're watching on Instagram, I want you to fill it up with hearts. You don't have a like or a love function or button, but I want you to fill it up with hearts. If you're watching on Instagram, and then do me a favor, make sure you hit that @ symbol and tag 5 of your followers right now and tell them to tune in. Would you do that for me? Tell them to tune in, and then also say good morning in the chat area. Make sure you say good morning in the chat area and let everybody know that you're in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm starting to see more good mornings now. Good morning. So good to see all of you. And make sure you say good morning in the chat area. And again, share this video. Hit that @ symbol. Share this video. Tag some people. Tell them to tune in because we don't want anybody to miss this word this morning. This is going to be so good. And man, I'm just tickled to death. I've been so excited about sharing this series and really just sharing the word here. And, God's really met us in a special way. Where am I? YouTube. Good morning to you. Those of you that are tuned in via YouTube, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can do that by going to YouTube and going to your search bar and typing TheREHABCC, TheREHABCC, no spaces, TheREHABCC, all ran together in the search bar, and you will see our channel. And if you do that, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can go back and watch all of the archives of our messages. You can hit that bell notification icon and be notified every time we are live and on the air. And then certainly you can share our video from YouTube as well. And so I want to encourage you, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you say good morning. I was about to say good evening again. Make sure you say good morning in the chat area. Let us know that you are watching, that you are tuned in. And then if you are, again, watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that share button and share this video to your social media network. Share it to someone who may not be on social media. Some people, we have members that still do old school email. That's all they do. And that's okay. Share that with someone and tell them to tune in this morning. We are teaching 5 things that are destroying your life, the series, and we're dealing with part 2 today, and it is bitterness. And this is going to be so good. And I'm so excited to be here today. All right. Now, let's get ready to walk into declaration. I think that's where I am. I feel like I don't have my bearings under me. There's nothing wrong. It's just so much going on. And I think I'm just really excited. I'll be honest with you. But I want you to prepare for declaration. And Nikki Watson, so good to see you. Do me a favor. I texted my friend yesterday, called her as well. Tell her to call me today, or else I'm going to get a plane ticket and I'm coming to Atlanta. All right. And I mean, I'm not playing. All right. So make sure you do that for me. I need you to do that. In fact, this morning while we're on the line, because I need to hear from her today. I'm sorry, y'all. We're getting ready to walk through the declaration, and I'm going to try to bring Sister Misty Welch on. I'm going to try to do that. I see her screen, but the connection doesn't look good. So let's try this, Sister Misty Welch. Good morning. Can you hear me? Sister Misty, can you hear me? No, looks like we're frozen again and having some challenges. She and I have been trying to get her on. Sister Misty, can you hear me? Sister Misty? No? Can you hear me? I don't think Sister Misty can hear me. And so I'm going to pull her out of the stream, and we're going to walk through the declaration. She's frozen. And her signal is down. And so we have been trying to get back in the habit of bringing members and supporters and friends on to walk us through our services. And I'm going to be doing more expansion of that here in the weeks and the months to come, because we've got some great things that we're going to be announcing and infusing into this virtual format. And so grateful for her trying to join us again this morning. I'm sorry about that connection, Sister Misty, but we're going to proceed forward. Let's walk through the declaration. If this is your first time tuning in to the Rehab Christian Center, you would not know that many people say, hey, what does Rehab stand for? Well, Rehab is an acronym for Restore, Evangelize, Hope, Alternatives, Breakthrough. It is the 5 pillars by which we attempt to operate our ministry, even in this virtual space for now. And so now we're going to walk through the declaration. You should see it on your screen. And I'm going to read the declaration and read it slowly and pause so that you can repeat after me. And this is so important because you want to set the tone for your week. This week, you want to make sure that you're saying the right things. You want to make sure that you're thinking the right things. And so many times what's in our thoughts and what's in our heart is a direct reflection of what comes out of our mouths. And so we like to set the tone through the declaration. And so if you're tuned in and you have the ability to focus, maybe you're driving or you're getting ready for brunch, whatever it is, I want you, if you can hear me, to repeat this out loud and say it with us. And we know God's going to bless you as you prepare to set your day, set your week that's coming ahead. All right. So say this with me. Restore. We declare that everything that is broken, lost, hurt, or destroyed that belongs to us and has been designed by God is restored. My faith is restored. My joy is restored. My mind is restored. Even my lost time is restored. I am no longer broken. The fact that I'm alive means I have another chance. My faith has restored me. And right now, his love is making me whole. Evangelize. Say it with me. We declare that God helped us so we can help somebody else. He loved me when I was unlovable. He changed me when I was a mess. His love lifted me when I was down. I'm not perfect, but I'm free. And anything that came for me can't keep me. Because I'm free, my circle is next. My family is saved. My friends are blessed. My plans are successful. My goals are ahead of schedule. And anything connected to me is blessed, just like me. Hope, say this with me. We declare that everything that is missing is not lost. In Jesus, I have hope. And this hope makes me confident. It doesn't matter what happens to me or around me. I'm going to win. My relationships are winning. My goals are winning. My neighbor is winning. My family is winning. This city will win. And my role has the victory. My past is defeated. And my future is brighter today than it was yesterday. Alternatives, say it with me. We declare that God made us different. I'm a royal child, the light of the world, and the hope of my city. I respect the past, but I don't look like what I've been through. I love the church, and my life is balanced. I love coming to church, but I like flights, boats, and vacations. My whole life is blessed. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am a lender, not a borrower. And every place I go belongs to me. Breakthrough. Say it with me. We declare that God has a breakthrough with our name on it. I have some challenges, but I am not defeated. No weapon formed against me can prosper. And I know that all things are working for my good. Things are not breaking down. They are about to break through. There is a breakthrough in my career. There is a breakthrough in my home. There is a breakthrough in my health. There is a breakthrough in my finances. I am here on purpose, for a purpose, and everything that went wrong is getting ready to turn around. My friends, did you make that declaration this morning? If you did, do me a favor. I want you to type in the screens, in the comments right now. It's going to get better. Hurry. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. I need you to type that right now. It's going to get better. I need you to know today that everything concerning your life is getting ready to get better. Things are not on the downturn. I need y'all to hear me today. Things are not on the downturn. Things are on the upswing. God's about to make some things turn for the better in your life. And you've got to brace yourself and be excited about it. I know I am. I'm excited about the things that are happening in my life, the things that are happening in my career, the things that are happening in my relationships, the things that are happening in my ministry. Things are going to get better. And sometimes you got to get excited about it before you see it. You got to see it before you see it. You got to say it before you see it. So I need you to make that declaration really quickly this morning. As you're tagging people, tag somebody. If you have not invited somebody to church this morning, I need you to tag them now. Come on, especially Facebook at that end. I need you to tag some people. Instagram numbers are coming up. Facebook, I need you to tag some people right now if you have not already, and nudge them and tell them you need to get on this word today. Things are going to get better in your life. And we're so excited about that. We're so excited about what God is about to do. And I am just grateful because I see your future. And the good news is your future looks a whole lot better than what so many of you are dealing with right now. And I want you to be excited about that. Know that things are getting ready to get better. Listen, the scripture for the week, I'm going to type it in the comments. The scripture for the week this week is Ephesians chapter number 4. Ephesians chapter number 4. I need you to type it in the comments as you're liking this video, sharing this video. I know I sound like a broken record. We want to get as many people on the line this morning so that we can encourage as many people as we can, empower as many people as we can. Ephesians chapter number 4 is our scripture for the week. I want you to record that. I want you to type it in the comments so everybody knows. Then I want you to read that with all of your additional reading. I want you to read that this week and supplement that with all of your reading so that God will continue to illuminate your spirit and empower you in a powerful way. Did you enjoy Explanation Thursdays? Did you see Explanation Thursdays? Those of you that are on Instagram, it's exclusively on Instagram. If you enjoyed that, fill it up with hearts. Let me know that you did. We will be doing that every Thursday exclusively on Instagram, where we do a 5-minute breakdown of the scripture for the week. And this really came about. So many people had questions about last week's scripture of the week, and I thought it was a great suggestion. And sometimes we take for granted that people really understand the word, and we take for granted that people are at the same spiritual levels, and they're not. Some people are still growing in their faith and growing in the word, and that's okay. We love it. Wherever you are, we love you where you are. And so the scripture for the week, Explanation Thursdays, will happen again this Thursday. And so make sure that if you see it on Instagram, you hit that little triangle and share it to your feed. Even tag me if you want to. I'll make sure that I reshare it on my personal page as well. But we want to get as many people to get the word out about the scripture for the week, Explanation Thursdays. And it's a 5-minute teaching on the scripture with some PowerPoints that I hope has encouraged you last week and will encourage you in the weeks to come. All right. So that is Ephesians. That is Ephesians chapter 4 for Explanation Thursdays. That's a tongue twister. For Explanation Thursdays, Ephesians chapter 4. That's what I want you to read all week. Y'all, I'm just stuttering all over the place. I don't know why. I'm excited. I'm ready to get to the word. I'm gonna just tell you. All right. And so I need you to just spread the word about rehab. Make sure you share this video today. Tag me in your stories. I told you last week at Zeb the Third. You can tag my personal page as well as the church pages as well. And when I see it in my notifications, be more than happy to share what you've tagged. As long as you ain't tagging me in something crazy, I'd be more than happy to share what you've tagged. But make sure when you share these videos this week during this series, I want you to use the hashtags 5 things and the hashtag this week, bitterness. All right. Hashtag 5 things, hashtag bitterness. All right. Hashtag 5 things, hashtag bitterness. I want you to do that this week because that's the thing that we're going to deal with this week. And I know this is going to be a blessing to you. Now, I want you to type the comment. I want you to put in the comments today's subject, bitterness. All right. All capital letters. That's what we're going to deal with. And we're going to be coming from the book of Ruth, chapter number 1, New Living Translation. This is so powerful, man. I'm excited already. Ruth, chapter number 1, New Living Translation. I want you to type in the comments. Today's subject is bitterness. That's what we're going to deal with. And as I mentioned last week, this series is not designed to talk about the sexy sins. It's not about talking about sexy sins, right? Drinking, smoking, smashing, all of that stuff. It's not about that. This series is to talk about the really subtle things that oftentimes are in our lives that we don't pay attention to that eventually destroy our lives. And bitterness is one of those things. Last week, we dealt with forgiveness. So much feedback on that message last week. So many of you reached out to me. Some of you wrote me, actually emailed me, and many of you inboxed me to just share how that message really impacted you. And I'm so excited to hear that. This message is going to do the same. We're going to talk about bitterness, and we're in the book of Ruth, chapter number 1 in the New Living Translation. I'm going to read the entire chapter. It's 22 verses. I'm going to read through some of this and pause in some ways and give some explanation to some things that I want to explain. And then I'm going to give you some PowerPoints and we'll be done. All right. So Ruth, chapter number 1, New Living Translation is what we're going to be reading. All right. Ruth chapter 1, New Living Translation is what we're going to be reading. And again, now we're talking about bitterness today. Keep sharing the video if you have not already. And let's get as many people tuned in as we possibly can. Look at this. Ruth chapter 1, verse number 1 says this. In the days when the judges ruled in Israel, a severe famine came upon the land. Man, I'm getting excited. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all just bear with me. Just bear with me. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah left his home and went to live in the country of Moab, taking his wife and 2 sons with him. Look at verse 2. This man's name was Elimelech, and his wife was Naomi. Their 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephrathites. I'm sorry, Ephrathites. I don't know why I thought about another word when I said that. They were Ephrathites from Bethlehem in the land of Judah. And when they reached Moab, they settled there. Look at verse number 3. Then Elimelech died, and Naomi was left with her 2 sons. The 2 sons married Moabite women. One married a woman named Orpah, and the other married a woman named Ruth. But about 10 years later, both Mahlon and Chilion died. This left Naomi alone without her 2 sons or her husband. Let me say all of this in English, though this is in New Living Translation, and Pastor was struggling with the places today. Say this in English. There's a man by the name of Elimelech who marries a woman by the name of Naomi. He's married to a woman by the name of Naomi. And they have 2 sons. 10 years later, Elimelech dies. So Elimelech dies, and then 10 years later, her 2 sons die. So Naomi is left by herself with her 2 daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. All right, Naomi loses her husband. She loses her 2 sons, and the only thing she has left are her daughters-in-law. All right, this is important. We got to understand this to understand where we're going. Verse number 6. I'm in Ruth chapter number 1. Keep sharing the video or the broadcast. Then Naomi heard in Moab that the Lord had blessed his people in Judah by giving them good crops again. So Naomi and her daughters-in-law get ready to leave Moab to return to her homeland. Verse 7. With her 2 daughters-in-law, she set out from the place where she had been living, and they took the road that would lead them back to Judah. Verse 8. But on the way, Naomi said to her daughters-in-law, go back to your mother's homes, and may the Lord reward you for your kindness to your husbands and to me. May the Lord bless you with the security of another marriage. Then she kissed them goodbye, and they all broke down and wept. Look at verse 10. No, they said, we want to go with you to your people. Verse 11. But Naomi replied, why should you go with me? Can I still give birth to other sons who could grow up to be your husbands? Verse 12. No, my daughters, return to your parents' home, for I am too old to marry again. And even if it were possible, and I were to get married tonight and bear sons, then what? Verse 13. Would you wait for them to grow up and refuse to marry someone else? No, of course not, my daughters. Things are far more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord himself has raised his fist against me. Verse 14. And again they wept together, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung tightly to Naomi. Now, let me explain all of that. So they are traveling back to Judah, and Naomi stops the trip and says, listen, to her daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth, go back home to your parents. All right. My sons, your husbands have died. I can't have more kids. Even if I got married and, and had babies, they would be of no use to you. So go back home to your parents. I wish you well. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for everything you did for my sons. I want you to leave and be at peace. So she kisses them goodbye, right? And the daughters initially say, no, we don't want to leave you. We want to stay where you are. We want to be with you. We want to stick by you. And we want to go wherever you go. She says, no, I can't help you. I need you to go back to your homelands with your family. Go get you another husband and go ahead and move on. You've done your job by me. God has been bitter towards me. And I am, or more bitter towards me than he has towards you. And I don't want you to stick around for all of this. Go live your life. All right. The Bible says in verse number 14 that Orpah kisses her mother-in-law goodbye and leaves. But Ruth says, I'm going to stay where you are. Now, look at verse number 15. This is all going to make sense. I got to give you the context before I give you the points. Verse 15. Look, Naomi said to her, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. You should do the same. Look at verse 16. But Ruth replied, don't ask me to leave you and turn back. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Look at verse 17. Wherever you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me severely if I allow anything but death to separate us. When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said nothing more. So Ruth said, listen, I ain't going nowhere. Where you die, I want to die. Where you go, I want to go. And don't even ask me to leave you again. I don't want nothing to separate us. And the only thing that can separate us is death itself. Can I pause my message to give some of you a prophetic word? And I want you to type it in the comments if you receive it. In this season of your life where God's about to take you, he's about to send people into your life who are going to be loyal to you. I need you to type that in the comments right now. God's about to send some people to be loyal to me. You've been faithful to everybody else. You've served everybody else. You've bent over backwards for everybody else. You were always there when everybody else needed you. And God is saying in this season of your life, you've experienced some loss, but he's about to send you loyalty. Would you type it in the comments if you receive that? God's going to send me loyalty. Come on, hurry. God's going to send me loyalty. What I love about this story is that Naomi could not get rid of Ruth, even though she tried. Naomi could not get rid of Ruth, even though she tried. Why? Because Ruth was called to be loyal and faithful to Naomi. And God's about to send some people to your life that have been called to help you, that have been called to sustain you. Y'all don't like the way I'm teaching already. That have been called to be there for you. And because they've been called to be there, there ain't going to be nothing you can do to shake them. There ain't going to be nothing you can do to get rid of them. There ain't going to be nothing you can do to get them out of your life. When God has called somebody to your life, they ain't going nowhere. I don't care if that's in friendship, that's in business, that's in marriage, that's in relationships, that's in career, that's in whatever. When God has called something into your life, it's going to be there. It ain't going nowhere. And like Ruth said, not even death can separate you from it. This is good to me, right? And so I need you to understand this, that many of you are about to walk into a season right now where God's about to send some things into your life that have been called to be faithful to you, that have been called to be loyal to you, that have been called to stand by you, all right? And so it doesn't matter how much loss you've experienced. Doesn't matter how far down you've gone. This thing really resonated in my spirit. Doesn't matter how many setbacks you've had and how many things have gone left. God will position you to send things into your life, send people into your life that have been called to be right where you are and to hold you up. Ruth was called to hold Naomi up even after she experienced all of this loss. Is this making sense? Look at this, verse number 19. Ruth chapter number 1, verse number 19. So the two of them continued on their journey. When they came to Bethlehem, the entire town was excited by their arrival. Is it really Naomi? The women asked. So they go back to Bethlehem, and the women are shocked to see Naomi because she's been through all of this stuff. Look at verse number 20. Don't call me Naomi, she responded. Instead, call me Mara, for the Almighty has made life very bitter for me. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me home empty. Why call me Naomi when the Lord has caused me to suffer and the Almighty has sent such a tragedy upon me? So she said, listen, don't even call me by my name. I lost my husband. I lost my two sons. I tried to kick my daughters-in-law away and send them back to their family. One stayed and the other one left. I don't have nothing left. Don't even call me by my name. Call me Mara, because God has made me bitter in my spirit. She said, don't even call me Naomi. Call me Mara, because God's made me bitter. He's caused me to suffer all of these things. And my response to all of that suffering is now bitterness. Look at verse 22. So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by her daughter-in-law Ruth, the young Moabite woman. They arrived in Bethlehem in late spring at the beginning of barley harvest. Now, I want you to record this because I want to get into my notes now. The context was really important. Sister Michelle, if you don't call me today, I'm coming to Atlanta. The context was really important that I explained today. Now let's deal with this. I want you to record this. Bitterness is our response when we feel like life has treated us poorly or unfair. This is a very long definition of bitterness, but I don't want you to forget it. Bitterness is our response when we feel like life has treated us poorly or unfair. Record this. This is a very important definition I need you to grab. Bitterness is our response when we feel like life has treated us poorly or unfair. Record this. You're going to need this. You're going to need this definition to go back to as I go through my notes. I got a lot of notes to get through in 25 minutes. Bitterness is our response when we feel like life has treated us poorly or unfair. This tends to be our response when life is not good to us or we feel like life has treated us unfairly. When life has treated us unfairly or we feel like life has not been good to us, our response tends to be bitterness. And what is bitterness? It is that anger, it is that frustration, it is that stress that is locked inside of us, that's locked inside of our spirit, that overtakes our energy and overtakes how we respond to things, how we respond to life, how we respond to people. Because we have not responded to what life did to us, life, that instance, plants a seed in our spirit that impacts how we respond to other people. Are y'all listening to me? Because we did not respond well to what life did to us or what happened in our lives, that plants a seed in our spirit that impacts how we respond moving forward. Okay? So when we don't respond to what life does to us well, that plants a seed in our spirit. Come on, record this. When we don't respond well to life, that plants a negative seed in our spirit. Okay, I want you to record this. When we don't respond well to life, it plants a negative seed in our spirit. Okay, it plants a negative seed in our spirit. When we don't respond well to life, come on, this is going to bless somebody today. I know it is. I feel it already. When we don't respond well to life, it plants a negative seed in our spirit. This seed of negativity causes us to look at life through a very different lens. It causes us to look at people through a very different lens. It causes us to be defensive. It causes us to be on edge. It causes us not to trust people. It causes us to be isolated and secluded. It causes us to always be on guard, to be feisty and temperamental and inconsistent. Why? Because life happened. We didn't handle what happened well when life happened, and it planted a negative seed in our spirit that now changes the lens by which we see our lives, the lens by which we see other people, the lens by which we see things that happen in our lives. And so you got to catch it. This is important. You got to catch yourself when things go bad in your life. You've got to catch yourself when things go bad in your life. What do I mean? Dr. Zeb, what do you mean by catch myself? What do you mean by I got to catch myself when things go bad? When things go bad in your life, at that point, you got a decision to make. Y'all listen to me. Listen to me. When things go bad in your life, at the moment they go bad, you have a decision to make. At that very moment, you get the bad test results. You got a decision to make. The relationship falls apart. You got a decision to make. You lose your job. You got a decision to make. People walk away from you. You've got a decision to make. At the very instance that things go bad in life, you have a decision to make. All right? You got a decision to make. And when you understand you have a decision to make, you understand that you've got to make a decision not to live your life angry. I want you to record this. You got to make the decision not to live your life angry. Because bitterness is nothing more than a decision to live our lives angry, because at the point of offense or at the point when things went wrong, we made the wrong decision. This is so good. See, when Naomi lost her husband and lost her children, yeah, a lot happened. I mean, imagine how would you respond if you lost your husband, or you lost your wife, or you lost your children? How would you respond? I don't know what it's like to feel the death of my children. I can't even imagine in my life. I can't even imagine in my mind how I would feel if something were to happen to Giselle and Four. I don't know what I would do. I'll be honest with you. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I don't know how I would feel if I lost my kids, but I do know this: at the point of loss, when anything negative happens in our lives, we have a decision to make. And at that point, you've got to decide, yeah, this happened. I don't like it. I didn't agree with it. If I could do it over, I'd do it over. If I could change the outcome, I'd change the outcome. But at this point, I'm going to make the decision not to be angry. And people end up bitter when life goes left. And instead of making a good decision on how they're going to deal with it, they allow the negative seed to be planted in their spirit, and they end up making the decision to live an angry life. Oh, this is heavy. Y'all ain't typing a lot. I hope it's because y'all listening. And is this making sense? If it is, y'all put some hand emojis up. Do something. Heart it. Let me know I'm making sense this morning. Is this making sense? Because if you do not make the decision, not to be angry, you're going to allow that seed to be planted in your spirit, and it's going to impact everything that happens in your life going forward. And many of us are guilty of this. Many of us are guilty of allowing life to happen. Come on, y'all. Y'all keep it 100. And sometimes it's stuff that you ain't had nothing to do with. It's stuff that other people did to you, right? It wasn't death or something like that. It was stuff that other people did to you. They did things to you, and you couldn't control them because you can't control grown people. They did things to you. And at that point that it happened, because of who it was and what it was, you really wanted to get offended and mad. But I'm telling you, when you choose to let that negative seed be planted in your spirit, and it throws your energy off and takes your energy left, you end up living your life angry. You end up living your life bitter. So I want to ask you a question. And I want you to type this question, because sometimes we have to write out questions to cause us to think about where we are in our lives and cause us to think about how we address things in our lives. I want you to ask yourself this question and type it in the comments now, because I don't want you to forget it. Type it in the comments now. What is your response when life doesn't work the way you planned it? Type this question right now. What is my response when life doesn't work the way I planned it? Type that question right now. What is my response when life doesn't work the way I planned it? Have you ever asked yourself that question? I have. I went through a very dark season over this last 2 years where I had to stop and pause and say, wait a minute. Things are a little dark right now, personally, in ministry. Things are a little dark, but what is my response now that life didn't quite work the way I mapped it out? Are y'all listening to me? Ask yourself this. What is my response when life doesn't work the way I planned it? That's a great journal prompt right there. For those of you that journal, as you can tell, I journal, right? So this is very much a spiritual lesson, but so much in this message, in this series, I'm infusing so many things that honestly, I've had to work through myself. Ask yourself that very simple question. What is my response when life doesn't work the way I planned it? Now, I like what Brother Antonio is saying. Go harder. See, that's got to be our mentality, but I'm going to keep it a buck with you. So many people don't go harder. I'm going to tell you what happens when life happens to most of you. When life happens to most of you, you know what happens? Most of you allow life to get the best of you. Yeah, yes, it's a bunch. I agree. It's a different level of maturity. And not only is it a different level of emotional maturity, because I think there's different types of maturity. You can be spiritually mature and emotionally immature. You can be emotionally mature and spiritually immature. I think there's different types of maturity. I agree with you. That's a different level of maturity. to grow to a point where you say, life happened, I can't control it, I can't stop it, there's nothing I can do about it, and my choice has to be, I ain't gonna be mad about it. I'm not gonna allow myself to be hurt over it. I'm not gonna allow myself to let life offend me. I'm not gonna allow myself to let what they did destroy me and stop me and no longer have me motivated and focused. So it takes spiritual and emotional maturity to say, life didn't work the way I planned it. Now what? Woo! I feel like teaching today, y'all. Is this making sense? Fill it up with hearts. Put the high five emoji. I wish I'm giving y'all virtual high fives. If we were in person, I'd probably have you giving a virtual high five right now. Put it up if this is making sense to you. What is your response going to be when life doesn't go the way you planned it? How are you going to respond when the things you planned fell apart? Watch this. And you ain't have no backup plan. It was that or failure. It was the business or no business at all. It was that relationship and you won't even planning on no backup relationships. Y'all not talking to me today. What do you do? How do you respond when what you plan doesn't work and you didn't have a backup plan? And I'm here to tell you that even if you don't have a backup plan, your response has to be, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I don't know where I'm going to live. Maybe I don't know where I'm going to work. Maybe I don't quite know what the doctor results are going to be. Test results are going to be. I don't know who I'm going to date or marry next. I don't know any of these things. But one thing I do know, I refuse to be angry. I refuse. There's a lot of things I don't know. But there's one thing I don't know. One thing I do know, and that is I refuse to be angry. And see, you know what I'm discovering? I hear you, Sister Swan, because see, this is what I'm discovering. And people ain't going to admit this, but after today's lesson, some of you are going to have to make this admission. You ready? Some of you are going to have to make this admission after today's lesson. And that is, Pastor, I didn't even know I had bitterness inside of me. Because when you look at bitterness this way, then you will come to the realization that most of you are bitter and didn't even know it. No, you didn't make a confession like Naomi, and you didn't tell people, don't call me my name, call me bitter. You didn't go that far, but many of you were bitter and didn't even know it. You know why? Because when life went left, your emotions went left. When life went left, your temperament went left. When life went left, your positivity went left. You became edgy. You became on edge. You became difficult to talk to. You became difficult to be around, or you became a recluse. You withdrew from people. You didn't want nobody around you. You didn't want nobody calling you. You didn't want to be around people. You said you were going into a season where you just needed to be by yourself, and you didn't even realize that was your negative response to life going left. Y'all, I wish I had 2 hours today. And so I'm hopeful that this message today is a wake-up call that maybe, just maybe, the reason why life is where it is right now for you, because when it first went left, you made the wrong decision. When the breakup happened, you made the wrong decision. When you lost the job, you made the wrong decision. And I'm here to tell y'all talking about something. I'm out. Y'all listen. I'm coming for you today. This series is going to change somebody's life. This is going to be a life-changing series. You got to make the right decision when things go left. And I'm telling you, when things go left, it's going to hurt. Let me just go ahead and do. Let me just go ahead and be. Let me keep it 100 with you. Listen to me. I'm not suggesting that when things go left in your life that you shouldn't hurt. Don't mistake what I'm teaching this morning. I am not saying to you, y'all like to share this video. Somebody need to hear this. Come on, tag your friends, hurry. Let's get this number up on Facebook alone to 50. Instagram's doing well. Let's get this number up. Instagram, y'all share as well. I'm not suggesting that when life happens to you, that it ain't going to hurt. It's going to hurt. We talked about this last week. Offenses are going to come. And there is no offense like being offended in spaces that you never thought it would come from. Being offended by people you never thought would offend you. Being disrespected by people you always respected. Being disrespected by people you thought would never disrespect you. There's no offense like that. I understand it's going to hurt. But let me ask you this. What good will it do for you to be saved and mad? I feel like screaming. Somebody need to type that right now, because this point is going to free somebody. Is it timely, Sister Swan? I love this. What good? Record this question now. What good will it do for you to be saved and mad? Boy, that's enough to make you dance. Are y'all listening to me? What good will it do for you to be saved and mad? Because here's the thing. It's one thing for the unbeliever. See, and notice the theme here. It's one thing for you to be an unbeliever and don't forgive. To be an unbeliever and be bitter. But let me tell you something. When you're a believer and you say you know God and you saved, can I ask y'all a question? What good is it going to do for you to be saved and mad? Yeah, you didn't like the test results. I get it. Yeah, it wasn't fair that it happened to you. I understand. But what good is it going to do for you to be saved and mad? Yeah, they left you and it hurt. I understand. Yeah, you put all your marbles in that bag because you just knew it was going to work. You wanted it to be your last relationship. You wanted it to be your only marriage. You wanted it to be all of these things, but it didn't work. So let me ask you something. What good is it going to do for you to be saved and mad? Oh, God, I feel like running around my house. Are y'all listening to me? Y'all, can I keep it a buck with you? Some things happened to Pastor over the last 2 years. And Pastor had to buckle down. I can show you my journal and prove all of this. Pastor had to buckle down and ask himself a simple question. Zeb, what good is it going to do for you to be saved, have all of this purpose, have all of this future ahead of you, and be mad because life didn't go the way you planned it? Because you hit a couple of potholes in the road towards your destiny. And I'm posing to y'all the same question. Yeah, life happened. Yeah, you didn't plan for it to go this way. You didn't plan for things to go left the way it did. But let me ask you, what good will it do for you to be saved and mad? To be saved and not healed? To be saved and bitter? To be saved and inconsistent because you're bitter? To be saved and difficult to be around because you're bitter? To be saved and difficult to work with because you're bitter? To be saved and a recluse because you're bitter? To be saved and not trust nobody because you're bitter? To be saved and be in a corner and not want to deal with people because you're bitter? What good is it going to do? How is this going to help you? So I need y'all to hear my heart. Oh boy, hear my heart this morning. I know what it's like to lose things. I know what it's like for life to go left. I know what it's like for things not to go the way you planned them. But hear me, people of God. When you can get over the shock of your plans changing, things get better in time. I need somebody to record this right now. If you can get over the shock of the pain, things are going to get better. Come on, record it. If I can, and I want you to make this personal. Don't say you, because we ain't talking to everybody else. I'm talking to you with your knuckleheaded self today. Record this. If I can get over the shock of the pain, things are going to get better. Come on. If I can get over the shock of the pain, things are going to get better. Because I'm telling y'all, when life happens, it's hard to see that there's going to be some sunny days when it's storming outside. It's hard to see that life is going to feel better when you're right in the middle of a storm. But y'all, I've never known a storm to last 365 days. In fact, my good friends got a song that says, not only is the storm coming, but the storm is going to pass over. Which means you got to understand that storms don't last. You got to get over the shock of the pain. And if you can get over the shock of the pain, yeah, this is one of the GOATs right here. This might be one of the best messages we've ever taught. And I say this every week. If you can get over the shock of the pain, I'm here to tell you, things are going to get better. The storm's going to pass over. It can't rain all day, every day. And see, we don't look at life happening that way. When life happens that way, what we tend to do is we tend to box ourselves in and say, it's going to be like this happened, and this is where we're going to be, and it ain't going to change. And that's a trick of the devil. It's the devil's job to let life happen to you and make you think that's it. Y'all not talking to me. And when you fall into that trap, you become bitter. When you fall into that trap, you become negative. When you fall into that trap, you become pessimistic. Yeah, you lost one person. Yeah, you lost 3 people. And you lost your job too. And your house was burning down. All of this stuff is happening, and it's one thing after another. But the reality is, it's the trick of the devil to make you think all of this happened and this is the end. My friends, this is not the end. If you respond right, it's just the beginning. I need somebody to record that right now, because I'm about to take a break and run around my house. I need you to record that right now. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. This is what happened in your life that could have taken your spirit, your energy left. I need you to know this is not the end. My God, somebody needs to hear this today. Michelle, this ain't the end. Dad, Mom, this is not the end. Sister Ashley Penn, this is not the end. It's just the beginning. And that is predicated on how you respond to the storm. How you respond to life going left. How you respond to what happened in your life. I know this message is timely for about 40 of you. This ain't the end. It's just the beginning if you respond right. But it's predicated on your response. Record this. Y'all ready? Because I got to help you work through. So, because I hear some of you say, well, Dr. Zeb, Pastor, I understand that. I know my Charlie Brown book. I understand that, Pastor. How do I work through this bitterness? How do I get over this shock of what happened? I don't want to be in this bitter place. I don't want to be in this place where the shock of life happening has me so down and out and thinking that I ain't going to crawl out of this. How do I come out of this? I want you to record this. Don't wait to feel happy to be happy. Y'all record this. I'm going to tell you something that's helped me. If you want to come out of a bitter place, don't wait to feel happy to be happy. Come on, y'all. Don't wait to feel happy to be happy. You have to get up every single day and choose happiness. Y'all, I'm teaching better than y'all saying amen. I don't hear no amens. I don't see no amens. I don't see no hearts. I don't see no high fives. I mean, is this making sense? Is the microphone on? You can't wait to feel happy to be happy. You have to choose it. Every single day, I get up. I choose happiness. No, I don't like where things are in my life. No, I don't like the fact that we're not in the building. I wish we were in the building. We've been virtual for 2+ years, and things have been seemingly falling apart. I don't like none of this. But you know what? I've had to make up in my mind. Today, I'm going to choose to be happy. I'm going to choose to take where I am in my life, and I'm going to choose to be happy about it. It don't mean that you like it. When you choose happiness, you're not choosing your circumstance. You're choosing your spirit. I need y'all to record that. When you choose happiness, you ain't choosing the circumstance. You're choosing your spirit. Y'all not writing. When you choose happiness, You ain't choosing the circumstance. You choosing your spirit. I got to write that down myself. That was good. You are not choosing your circumstance. Y'all ain't never seen somebody teach and type notes at the same time. You are choosing your spirit. That's how you break bitterness. When things happen to you, you don't choose what, just because you choose to be happy, you're not saying to God, I want more of this. Right? And some of us need to hear this, because we think, oh, well, if we choose to be happy about life going the way it is, then we're saying to God, we want more of it. No. God's not saying that when you choose happiness. When things go left in your life, when things go left in your relationships, your career, your finances, your home, with your children, with all of this stuff, when things go left and you choose to be happy, you're saying to God, no, I don't like the circumstance, but I'm choosing the process you're taking me through. Let me give you an example. This is the day, good God from Zion, that the Lord has made. Watch. I will rejoice and be glad in it. When you wake up every single day. See, they taught this when we were kids and we didn't get it. I didn't get it when I was a kid. I didn't get it until I became older and an adult and life happened. When the old saints used to jump up and testify and say, this is the day that the Lord has made. What they're saying is, whether you like the circumstances or you don't, God chose it for you. This is the process that God chose for you. And when you come to grips with where you are is the process God chose for you, it changes your mentality. You don't wake up complaining. You don't wake up mad. You don't wake up angry. You wake up and say, this is the day that the Lord has made. This is the process that the Lord has made. This is the breakup that the Lord has made. This is the job loss that the Lord has made. This is the bad test result that the Lord has made. Watch. And I will rejoice. Hold on. Let me, my voice changing. Hold on. Y'all give me a second. Because I heard it in my own voice. Just y'all hold on. This is the day that the Lord has made. Watch. And I choose to rejoice and be glad in it. Are y'all listening? Don't egg me on today. I choose to rejoice and be glad about it. See, you have to understand that when life happens to you, you got to make a choice to be happy. You got to make a choice to be okay. Even if you really not okay, you got to choose to be okay. Oh, somebody record that. Even if I'm not okay, I choose to be okay. Good God from Zion. Even record it. Come on, hurry. Even if I'm not okay, I choose to be okay. Y'all not typing. Y'all not typing fast enough. I don't see enough notes in here. Maybe that's not making sense. Maybe I missed God today with this message. Did I miss God? Did I miss him? If I missed him, just type, Pastor, you missed God. Be quiet. If I didn't, I need to see some hearts and some comments. Even if I'm not okay, I choose to be okay. And let me tell you something, sweetheart. When you get to that place in your spirit, guess what? Bitterness can't live there. Bitterness can't live in your spirit when you make the choice to be okay, even if you're not. Bitterness can't creep in. Resentment can't creep in. An unforgiving heart can't creep in. That stuff, malice, anger, can't creep in your spirit when you say, you know what? I don't like where I am. I really don't. I don't like the hand that God has dealt me. I wish you would have gave this process to somebody else. I wish you would have let somebody else go through all of this stuff. But the reality is he gave it to me. And because he gave it to me, that means I can handle it. Because we understand God does not give storms to people who cannot handle them. Which means, sweetheart, If you lost the job, God knew you could handle it. If the test results were bad, God knew you could handle it. If you lost the relationship, God knew you could handle it. If your kids went left, God knew you could handle it. He will not give you a battle that you cannot face. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm screaming. Let me lower my voice. Let me lower my voice. It's rude and disrespectful to scream. So I apologize. Did y'all hear me? Did you hear? He will not give you a battle that you're not able to carry. And when you understand that, then all of a sudden, when things happen to you, you don't sit there and pout and whine and get angry and have all of this built up resentment. No, when things happen to you, all of a sudden you say, wait a minute, I ain't okay with this, but I choose to be okay. He wouldn't have given me the battle if I did not have the ability to handle it. He wouldn't let me go through this if I didn't have the strength to endure it. You are dealing with what you're dealing with because God knew you were able to handle it. And here's the crazy thing. This is why, oh God, I don't have time. I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to have to do part of my notes again Tuesday before the Q&A. But let me just say this, y'all. This is why you should not envy other people's lives. Can I say this? You shouldn't envy other people's lives. You shouldn't envy what other people have. You shouldn't envy what other people accomplish, because I'm here to tell you, you don't know what they had to go through in order to have what they have. And the reality is there are some things that you go through that you're going to survive that other people weren't built the way you are. And if they went through it, they would die in it. And so instead of you looking at your storm and feeling bad for yourself and saying, why did God let this happen to me? Understand, you still built different. Y'all remember I told you that last week? You still built different. And the way you know you built different is because there are some things you went through that other people went through. It made them bitter. It made you stronger. It killed them, but you had the ability to endure the storm. Understand this. We not all built the same. You have to look at folks sometimes. You have to look at your circumstance sometimes. You have to look at your family sometimes. You have to look at people close to you and say, look, we not built the same. No, I don't like the storm that I'm in, but there has to be a reason why God let me go through what I'm going through. It has to be a reason why he let me lose my husband and my 2 sons. Come on, Naomi. Has to be a reason. Why? Because even when you're not okay, God put something in your spirit that allows you to be okay. So every day you wake up, you got to ask yourself a question. How am I going to live today? How am I going to let my circumstance, am I going to let my circumstance impact the way I live today? When you wake up in the morning, you want to get over bitterness. You wake up in the morning, you have to ask yourself this. Look, am I going to let what I'm dealing with right now ruin my day, negatively impact my day? You got to ask yourself that every single day. You got to stop replaying what happened in your mind. Y'all record this. This is practical stuff. That's it. How am I going to get over the bad news? What happened? How am I going to do it? Well, number one, ask yourself how you're going to live today. Number two, stop replaying in your mind what happened, what didn't work, what went wrong. See, we get stuck in the offense, and bitterness, the seed of negativity, grows into bitterness in our spirit when you keep replaying what they did to you. But Pastor Doug said, I want to get over it, but I can't get out of my mind what they did. How many of y'all have said that? How many of you have said, I want to get over what they did, but I can't get out of my mind what they did. I can't get out of my mind what they said. I can't get out of my mind how they offended me. I can't get out of my mind how they played me. I can't get out of my mind how they cheated on me. I can't get out of my mind what the doctor said. I can't get out of my mind how the business failed. You keep saying that in your mind. And when you keep replaying it in your mind, the thing that offended you stays around. And it grows and it builds that seed of negativity that builds into bitterness, that builds into resentment, that causes you to all of a sudden walk around feeling some kind of way when you should be growing and moving forward. Y'all, is this making sense to anybody today? Is this making sense to anybody today? Y'all, is it? I'm asking the question. Is it? Is this making sense to anybody today? So you got to stop replaying what happened in your mind. You have to stop doing that. Why? Because God, that's right, Sister Monique, God's not going to give you a battle that you cannot handle. He's not going to give you a battle that you cannot process. He's not going to give you a battle that you cannot work through. You got to tell yourself every single day, this is going to be a good day. Yeah, I got some challenges, I got some things that I wish were better. I got some things I wish were different. But this is going to be a good day. This situation is going to work in my favor. Yeah, I don't like where the church is and being all virtual. I don't like, but you know what? This thing is going to work in our favor. Yeah, I don't like my career. Can't stand my job. Folk get on my nerves. They've been called. It feels like, seems like sometimes you work with folk that have been called from the pit of hell to get on your nerves. I've been there. But you got to go into your job, not replaying what they do. You got to go into your job saying, you know what? I know they're going to be at work. I know what's happened in the past, but this is going to be a good day at work today. Me and that coworker that gets on my last black nerves, we're going to be able to work through our differences today. Are y'all listening to me? This is how you practically fight bitterness in your life. Okay? This is making sense? Because anytime you say, I will rejoice, you're making a choice. When you say, this is the day that the Lord has made, I will rejoice. I will is a choice. And I hope every single time you hear, this is the day that the Lord has made, I will rejoice and be glad in it. I hope this forever changes your perspective of that statement and its impact on what you're going through. When you make that statement, it's more than just a fancy phrase. You're saying, I choose a different way to look at my life based on what I'm dealing with. Does that make sense, y'all? Okay. Here's another way you can get out of this bitterness. You ready? I want you to record this. This blessing anybody? Y'all inviting people? Good. I see the numbers are still climbing up. This is what I like. Y'all share this message. I know this is a practical word that's going to empower somebody today. I want you to record this. Here's another way you can break out of this. I'm not going to get through all of my notes today. I'm almost out of time already. Here's another way you can get through this. You ready? Record this. Find a way to bless or help the thing or person that hurt you. Uh-oh. I don't want to lose y'all right here. But if you want to break this spirit of bitterness off your life, find a way to bless or help the person that hurt you or the thing that hurt you. In other words, find a way to be a blessing. Find a way. Just type that. It's easier. Find a way to be a blessing. If you want to move beyond bitterness, find a way to be a blessing. Yeah. Find a way to be a blessing. In fact, the Bible tells us when it comes to people that you heap coals off their head when you do bless them. See, some of y'all, not only you bitter because of the things people did to you, you don't even realize that your bitterness towards them is keeping what they did locked in. Hey, nephew Mason. That bitterness is keeping what they did locked in. You want to know a good way to get beyond something that somebody did to you? Find a way to be a blessing to them. See, we love to talk about feeding the hungry and feeding the poor and being a blessing to strangers. But y'all know the part of the Bible we glance over? Love your enemies. Come on, Zion. Love your, what about that part in the Bible that said love your enemies? What about that part that says do good to them that don't do good to you? The comments, the numbers are dropping. Huh? Come on, Zion. Talk to me. You want to feel better? If you want to feel better about the thing that you're bitter about, find a way to be a blessing to the person or to the thing that's involved. If your job has you bitter, find a way to go into work tomorrow and do something good for somebody at that job. Y'all don't like this. If the broken relationship made you bitter, let me get some of y'all really in y'all's feelings. If the broken relationship really made y'all bitter, made you bitter, and even if they were at fault, find a way to think positively towards them. Find a way to be a blessing to them. Now, let me tell you what some of y'all do. Some of y'all break up and you say, it better be a cold day in hell before you call me. Let me see how many raised hands I got on that. How many of y'all can be honest enough and say, for those of you that didn't have relationship pain and hurt, you break up with folk break up with you, and you be like, it better be a cold day in hell before you call me, before I hear from you. And you know what you're doing? All you're doing is planting a negative seed that's creating bitterness in your spirit. You ain't killing them. That resentfulness is hurting you. Oh, look at the comments. Look how quiet the comments is. Ain't nobody saying, I ain't got but one preaching that came from Brother Antonio. That's it. Everybody else talking about some. Sister Michelle said, I wouldn't spit on him if he was on fire. See, I know y'all not gonna be honest. I appreciate that honesty. But you don't even realize you're not letting the person off the hook because you try to do something to be a blessing to them, even if they hurt you. You're not letting them off the hook. What you are saying is, I'm going to free myself and not allow myself to get into this bitter space because of the offense. Are y'all listening to me? So find a way to bless a person that hurt you. Find a way to be a blessing in the middle of the situation that offended you. Find a way to do it. And see, and I get it. Many of you are fight this because you think that when you bless somebody, that's saying to them that they got away with it. Be not deceived. God not mocked. Whatever man soweth, that shall he reap. And they may not get it the way they gave it to you, but what goes around comes around. Y'all, you trying to be God, and that's the problem. You want to pay people back, but you're not God. One way to break bitterness is to stop trying to pay people back. Somebody need to write that. Somebody needs to type this now. I hear the Lord speaking. Stop trying to pay people back. Oh, I showed them. They did this to me, I can do it too. Two can play this game. Two can do that. Two can be that way. No. Because when you do that, you're trying to be God. And when you try to be God, you're going to make a big mess. Stop. You don't have to pay nobody back. Be good to people, even if they hurt you. Be good to people, even if they disappointed you. Are y'all listening to me? Am I making sense? And stop trying to pay people back. Why y'all not typing it? Instagram typing it. Facebook, I don't see y'all typing it. Stop trying to pay people back. Let God deal with it. Let God handle it. And see, when you do this, watch this. When you're a blessing in situations that hurt you, whether it's people, situations, whatever, when you're a blessing in situations that hurt you, this shifts your energy and people can see it. Y'all, it's something about bitterness. It's something about bitterness that when you get out of that bitter space, your energy rises. Are y'all listening to me? Your energy rises. When you out of that bitter space, when you are a blessing in spaces that hurt you, a blessing to people that hurt you, you wish people well that hurt you, that shifts your energy. And all of a sudden, you don't look as clogged up and as drained and as heavy. And have you ever seen somebody who just looked heavy? I'm not talking about weight. That wasn't a fat joke. Have you ever just seen somebody who just looked heavy? Like they looked like the weight of life was sitting on them because they had so many things going on. They had so many things that experience. Life happened to them, right? When you see somebody going through a lot of things, sometimes you can see the heaviness on them. But I'm telling you, nothing lifts your heaviness. Nothing shifts your energy like being a blessing in a space that hurt you. And that's what makes being a blessing and being good to your enemies, being a blessing to your enemies so powerful. That's why don't nobody want to try that. See, we shot off of everything else. But see, we don't want to try being a blessing to our enemies because we think that when we do it, we're saying to them, you got away with it. Oh, you hurt me here, I'm going to turn around and bless you. You hurt me here, I'm going to turn around and be nice to you. You hurt me here, I am going to turn around and do this for you. That job, did you wrong, overlooked you for promotion. So you're going to turn around and come in early every day now. And you're going to work harder now. You're going to take more projects every day. You think that you're saying to the job, they got away with it. Doesn't work like that. What you're doing is you're shifting the energy from the offense, and you're making this decision to choose joy, to choose happiness, to choose peace, to choose moving forward. I will rejoice is a choice. It's a decision. Are y'all listening to me? Is this making sense? Is this making sense? I love this comment. I don't know Sister Patricia Ladson. Don't mean to call you out loud there, but she said, I keep saying I'm going to stop loving on the people that wrong me, but I never do. This just helped me to not feel used. I feel empowered instead. That's a powerful statement because it's convenient, y'all. Let's just keep it a buck. It's not only is it convenient, it's downright lazy. It's just lazy, and it's easy to say, you did this to me, I'm going to do it back. You did this to me, don't ever talk to me again. You did this to me, I hope you catch on fire and I ain't going to spit on you so it go out. It's just convenient to say those things, but the reality is if you really want to be blessed, if you really want your spirit and energy to shift back, find a way to be a blessing in the same place that offended you, in the same space that hurt you. Find a way to be a blessing when life disappoints you. Y'all, the best way to get over a breakup is not to get under somebody else. Now, I feel the Lord speaking now. And I want to talk about that too, Sister Swan, because I was on my way to that, right? Blocking and all of that. So some of y'all think you protect your peace. You by blocking people. That don't protect. Look, you can block somebody on social media. It don't mean they ain't right here. A whole lot of y'all need to go back through your friends list today, and you need to unblock folk. Because you're blocking them is just really sending to your spirit that they still have offended you, that the offense is still there, that the hurt is still there. Oh, y'all don't like this. Out of sight, y'all, does not necessarily mean out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind is not biblical. Because something can be out of your sight, but still be in your spirit. Come on, Zion. Something can be out of your sight and still be in your spirit. And you ain't gonna know you healed until you can see what's offended you and wish it well. You ain't gonna know you healed until you can see who offended you and wish them well. There's levels, y'all, to this. There's levels to this kind of spiritual and emotional maturity. There's levels to this. You want to know you healed? Show up to their wedding when it should have been you. Not to break it up, but with gifts. Show up to the job that overlooked you for the promotion, and instead of coming late and leaving early, come early and ask for more projects. Oh, y'all quiet. Because see, now, when they overlook you for that promotion on your job, some of y'all being honest and I'm not healed. And hey, admit it. It's a process. But you got to get healed from that. And it's not hard, y'all. Make the choice to be healed. Can I say this? Some of y'all ain't healed because you don't want to be. I'm going to just hide right here. I'm going to say this again. Some of y'all not healed because you don't want to be. Uh-oh. Look at all the excuses coming. Well, Dr. Zed, Pastor, you don't know what they did to me, Pastor. And Pastor, you just wouldn't believe how dirty they was, Pastor. And Pastor, that job I've been working on that job for 40 years, Pastor, and they overlooked me. Pastor, you just don't understand. I don't. Because the reality is some of y'all are not healed because you choose not to be. Oh my gosh. You are not healed because you chose not to be. You got to make a decision. And I hope today that after this message, yes, it's a process. I'm not minimizing the process, but I hope that after today, you are going to make the decision. You know what? I've been holding on to this for a long time. The seed of negativity has been planted in my spirit that has now created this root of bitterness. Today, I'm making the choice to cut it, and I'm making the choice to be healed. I'm making the choice to be healed. That's simple. I'm making the choice not to be bitter about it, not to be resentful about it. I'm making the choice to be healed so that I can move forward into my destiny and my purpose. And I'm telling y'all, when you make that choice for real, it shifts your energy. You begin to overcome evil with good. You feel fulfilled again because you turn your pain, you turn your disappointment, you turn your bitterness around by serving others, by moving forward. You turn your pain around by coming to work on time and early and getting more, asking for more projects, even though they gave the promotion to somebody else who was less qualified. But you turn that pain around by coming in and going to your supervisor and not laying them out, not throwing off on social media, not doing all that stuff. You turn the pain around by going to work and telling your supervisor, hey, I appreciate the consideration. Can you give me some additional projects? Because I want to continue to learn more and be prepared next time. Y'all don't like this. Y'all don't like this. That's how you turn it around. You become fulfilled again when you turn that pain and hurt and disappointment around through service. By being a blessing in the spaces where you were hurt. By being a blessing to the people who hurt you. That's how you turn it around. Look, y'all, I got to stop here. I'm out of time. And I got so much left. I have so much left. Y'all, can I have 10 more minutes to teach? Can I teach 10 more minutes? Is that okay? Can I teach 10 more minutes? Is it okay if I can teach 10 more minutes? If it is, say yes, fill up with hearts. Give me 10 more minutes because there are two things I really got to get through tonight. And then I will continue this. I love you more, Sister Michelle. I will continue this Tuesday as we give the preface to our Q&A. As you know, Tuesday's life study for this series will be Q&As on these topics. So we're going to have a Q&A on Tuesday on bitterness. I want you to ask me real questions about things you're bitter about bitterness, right? So we're going to deal with this, all right? 10 minutes, all right? You can make 10 more minutes, Sister Nick Watson. You can do it. There's some things I want to share with you really quickly. Number one, record this. You only have so much emotional energy to use every day. Record this. You only have, or make it personal, let's take the U's out. I got to start recording my notes with I's. I only have so much emotional energy to use every day. Record it. I only have so much emotional energy to use every single day. I only have, when you wake up, you only have so much emotional energy to use every single day. When you understand that, you understand that when you hold on to things that have hurt you, things that have offended you, how life has transpired, and that negative seed was planted in you and you did not make the decision to plant it, not plant it, but you allowed it to be planted, you understand that holding on to what offends you for real really drains your energy. It really drains your spirit. This is why you can look at people who walk around and they look heavy because they're holding on to so much stuff. Like they sit over in the corner, you can see the anger all on their face because they got so much stuff built in them. When you hold on to offense, when you hold on to life not working out the way you planned, you eventually become drained on the inside. You do. When you hold on to what they did, it drains you over time. Yeah, you might be mad for a season. You might be able to block them for a season. You might be able to cuss them out for a season, but eventually it's going to drain your energy. Because cussing them out ain't going to change what they did, and cussing them out ain't going to free you. And somebody need to hear that today. For all you cussers, and I get it, some of us can be great cussers. I mean, we can combine cuss words. I used to tell Rehab this all the time. Boy, when I used to get at folks, I ain't just give you one cuss word. I know how to combine my cuss words and really get you together. Compound cuss words is what I used to call it. But let me tell you something. None of that gonna help. ain't gonna help you when you hurt. None of that's gonna help you when you hurt. When you hurt, you got to understand that you only have but so much energy every day afforded to you. That's it. And because you know that, then you know that you cannot afford to waste it. Forgiving people, forgiving those spaces that hurt you, accepting those things that life has thrown to you. When life throws you a hurdle that you didn't expect, accepting it returns that negative energy back to you. No, let me take that back. It repels the negative energy to you and returns positive energy back to you. It repels negative energy from your spirit and returns positive energy back to your spirit. When you make the decision, I ain't gonna hold on to this. Yeah, life happened, but I ain't gonna hold on to this. Yeah, God's taking me through a storm that I don't prefer, but I ain't gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna make the decision to be happy. I'm going to make the decision to forgive if that's necessary. I'm going to make the decision to let go and not hold on to the offense, to stop replaying it in my mind. I really want y'all to hold on to that, because I'm telling you, that really helped me big. I had the biggest part of me letting go of some things that were really building up bitterness and resentfulness inside of me was letting go of the replay in my mind. Because I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when things happen to me, I just replay it in my mind, like just replay it and just replay it and replay it and just replay it. And it just replays and replay. And that takes you down this spiraling road of bitterness and anger. And because the more you play it, the more mad you get. Come on. The more you replay it, the more you get angry, the more you get upset, the more you start putting two and two together. Well, you 2 and 2 people. Right? You replay the situation and then you start going back to other situations and connecting it to the situation that you replaying. Are y'all listening to me? You start going back and connecting what they did to other. Oh, they did this. Oh, that explains why they did this. They did that because of that. Stop it. You're going to send yourself down a winding road that never ends when you replay offense in your head. Are y'all listening to me? It absolutely makes the situation worse. It absolutely makes how you feel worse. You got to stop replaying it in your mind. You got to cut the replay machine off. And when things happen, you literally have to take a moment to write out, meditate out, think about how it made you feel, and then say, after I finish writing this, after I finish meditating on how it made me feel, I'm not thinking those negative emotions about it anymore. I'm not replaying this anymore. I'm not going to replay it in my mind. I refuse to let my mind go down the path of replaying this over and over and over again. It's happened. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Now it's time to move forward. Okay? Because when you relive it out loud and in your mind, it keeps you stuck. And some of y'all are stuck in the offense because you keep replaying it. You stuck in what happened because you keep reliving it in your mind. You keep reliving it out. This is why, and I'm going to take it another step further too. Another way you can stop replaying it is to stop talking about it. And this is for all of you that got offended, got hurt, and then you didn't call all your girlfriends, all your boyfriends, you didn't call your family. You call them every day and you still talking to them about it. Yeah, child, they did this. Child, I knew it was something, child. When I really thought about that thing, I really broke it down. I knew it was this, and I knew it was that, child. It's something. Because the more you talk about it, the more you replay it. That's why it's just some things right now I don't have no comments on. I'm in a season of my life called no comment. I'm about to run around this house. I am in a season of my life. If you're in this season, I want you to record it. I'm in a season of my life called no comment. And it ain't because I ain't got nothing to say. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a t-shirt coming. Oh, God. That's a t-shirt coming. By the way, my kids' t-shirt business will be launching really soon. I'm teaching them. I want to teach them entrepreneurship. T-shirt business is an easy way to teach it. So a lot of these shirts you see me wearing, Influence, you see me wearing on my lives and things like that, they're going to be making them, and they're going to be making kids' shirts and things like that. So you'll be able to order those. And that's something I want them to do. I'm going to teach them how to do it and buy them the equipment, because I want them at 8 and 9 to understand entrepreneurship. And I encourage all parents to do that as well. But listen, I want you to record that. If you're in a season of your life called no comment, I want you to record it, because that's where I am. I'm just in a season of my life right now where there are some things I could speak on. There are some things I could comment on, but I understand that the more I talk about it, the more I relive it. The more I relive it, the more it replays in my mind. The more it replays in my mind, the more it creates the chance of a negative seed being planted in my spirit that won't help me to get over it. And I'm in a season of my life right now called no comment. Hey, Zeb, how you feel about this? No comment. Hey, Zeb, I heard this happened. No comment. Hey, Zeb, I heard this is going up. No comment. Is this resonating with anybody? Because see, and listen, can I help you? Some people are going to be offended by that response. Some people are going to be offended by that response. You know why? Because they not only want to know and just nosy, but they think you have an obligation to speak on things that have happened in your past, and you don't. Forgetting those things which are behind me. You have no obligation to speak on your past. You have no obligation to speak on the things that happened in your past. You have no obligation. And there's a reason why Paul said forgetting those things, because he understood that the more you replay them, the more you live in them. And some of you are still living in the offense, and still living in the hurt, and still living in the anger, because you continue to replay it. You continue to explain it. You continue to post about it. You continue to talk about it. You continue to text about it. You continue to do all of these things about it. And I'm here to tell you, you got to enter into a season called no comment, where you could talk and there's plenty you could say, but you have chosen to rejoice. This is making sense? So that's the bullet I had to give you. And let me give you one more. And I'm going to stop here. You ready? Is this blessing anybody? I want to give you this, and I'm going to stop here because there's one more bullet point I want to give you here. You ready? Bitterness impacts your ability to forgive. I want you to record this. Bitterness impacts your ability to forgive. Record it. Hurry, y'all, because I'm way over time. Hurry. We got to pray. We need to sow a seed. You can go and start sowing your seed now if you want to, because I've got to get out of here in 8 minutes. Bitterness impacts your ability to forgive. Bitterness impacts. I like that. I apologize. That's right. Let's make this personal. Bitterness impacts my ability to forgive. I got to make a note here to put this in first person, because these notes are just powerful when you take the emphasis off of people and put it on you. You know, it sounds a whole lot different when you say bitterness impacts my ability to forgive. Could it be that some of you have not been able to forgive people because you have been filled with so much bitterness, and that bitterness has created resentment, not forgiveness? Because when bitterness or that negative seed comes, one or two things are going to happen. Either you're going to become resentful and bitter, or you're going to be positive and you're going to move beyond the offense and you're going to continue to grow forward. See, bitterness creates resentment, and resentment drains your life. It drains your energy. It keeps you from enjoying life. Some of you can't enjoy your life right now. You know why? Because you ain't got over what they did to you. You haven't let go of what they've done to you. See, bitterness comes when we won't release what happens to us. What happened to us? Bitterness comes when we won't release what happened. Bitterness comes when we won't stop replaying what happened. Bitterness comes when we continue to think about how it made us feel. You got to release that. Yeah, you even have to release how the offense made you feel. Because I'm here to tell you, and I said this last week when I talked about forgiveness. Most people, when they're offended, it's less about what they did normally, and it's normally more about how it made you feel, how it hurt you, how it embarrassed you, how it shocked you. You never expected that from the job. You never expected that from people, right? It's getting over that people struggle with, that they hold on to. So bitterness comes when we won't release what happened to us, but also how it made us feel. You got to release how it hurt you. You got to release how it made you feel bad. See, your life is going to feel bound until you let go of that bitterness. Until you let go of that resentment, you're going to feel bound up. You got to let it go. right? The betrayal, the hurt, the confusion, the disrespect, right? See, folks could get over cheating, but people struggle to get over cheating because they can't get over the disrespect element of it. I don't have time to deal with this. I'm not saying cheating is not bad. Cheating is bad. But what makes cheating so tough for people to get over, if they want to be honest, it's the disrespect. I'm using this as an example, right? I'm just not pointing out one thing. Just using this as an example. It's the disrespect. Because you keep replaying them cheating, not necessarily just what they did. That can make you angry too. But the more you play it, it's the feelings of disrespect and the betrayal. Are y'all listening to me? So that's what people have a hard time. That's why people have a hard time getting over the offense, because they can't let go of the disrespect, the hurt, right? And so you're going to feel bound. Your life is going to feel bound until you release that bitterness, right? This makes us negative. This makes us nitpicky. This makes us difficult to be around. I'm going to end it with this. When you are bitter because of things that have happened, or resentful because of things that have happened, that's going to ultimately make you a negative person. It is. It's going to make you a negative person. You're going to be one of those people that always finds something wrong with things. You're going to be one of those people that always sees the bad in everything. You're going to be one of those people that look at situations and those situations, whether they involve you or not, you're going to see the bad in it because you've got so much bitterness inside of you. And you've got to fight that, right? Bitterness will make you negative. Bitterness makes you nitpicky, right? You'll be nitpicky towards others. You'll be nitpicky towards yourself. Why? Because you've got all of this built up resentfulness over what happened to you, over how life, over the cards that life dealt to you, right? Bitterness makes you difficult to be around. And I'm going to start here Tuesday, because I'm going to give you a couple of notes Tuesday before we get into the Q&A. Let me make a big note here, start Q&A here. Because I've got a few more notes and I don't have time today. Way out of time, way over. But bitterness does these things. It makes you nitpicky. It makes you pick at people. So you get a new relationship, but you pick at them and you just pick at them. Why? Because you ain't over what the last one did. And you still feel bitterness and resentfulness over the last relationship. And you carry that over to your new relationship. And you got your new person walking on pins and needles. They can't breathe without you jumping on them. They can't breathe wrong, look wrong without you thinking they cheating. No, you need to get healed from the last one. Because it makes you nitpicky, makes you difficult to be around. This bless anybody today, y'all. I'm out of time, not out of word. Whew, this bless anybody today? I told y'all this was the series of the year. I told you. No pun intended. Told you. I told you this is a series of the year. This bless anybody today. If it did, come on, give me some high five emojis, some hearts, some something if this bless you today. I'm telling you, this is going to be an amazing series. You're going to grow this 5 weeks like you have never grown before. If you take this word and apply it to your life, this is going to bless you in a tremendous way. And I'm so grateful you tuned in today. Listen, I got to pray for you. You know how this drill works. We got a lot of people tuned in, but I want you to type in your prayer request quickly. I literally can only give you 30 seconds. So if you got a prayer request, I need you to type it now. If we can't see your prayer request, you can email your prayer request to info@rehabcc.org. Put in the subject line prayer request. That's going to get routed to my email address. We'll see it and we will respond and acknowledge your request, let you know that we are praying for you. But I want you to type in your prayer request. You got 25 seconds. Hurry. Good. I see them rolling already. Y'all know them, that your brother Billy. So many people are doing that prayer request. Come on, hurry, y'all. You got 20 seconds. I literally got to stop, y'all, because I'm running over. I got to get out of here. Come on. Hurry, 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 hurry. You got 15 seconds. Type in your prayer request. And you can even type it in as I'm starting to pray. Type in your prayer request, but I want you to know that I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you, that God is going to answer your prayers in a tremendous way. Good. Look, it might just be a one-word prayer request. I like those. Healing, victory, strength. I like that. Come on. Type in your prayer request quickly because we're getting ready to pray. After you pray, after you type it in, or even if you're still typing, continue. But after you've typed it, connect your hands like this as a sign of symbol of faith. Let's touch and agree really quickly because I want to pray with you. We're going to sow seed and we're going to get off this call today. Connect your hands like this as a sign of symbol of faith. Let's touch and agree. You ready? Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you today for your word. Wow. Thank you for speaking to us the way you have in such a clear, candid way. Thank you, God, for challenging us and empowering us through your word, not to be bitter when life happens to us, when things happen to us, not to carry around resentment, but to walk in a space where we choose to rejoice every single day. Even if we don't like it, we choose to be happy. Even if we don't like it, we choose to be okay. Help us, God, to be able to make that choice every single day. Somebody right now is dealing with an extraordinary set of circumstances, but help them today to make the choice to rejoice, to make the decision to be happy, to make the decision to be okay, because we recognize that this ain't the end. This is just the beginning of a great story you have for us. Now, God, for every prayer request that's been typed in the comments, that has been sent to our inbox, that is still on somebody's heart that's so heavy that they don't have the strength to type it in, we lift those requests up to you today and ask, God, that you would answer the prayers of your people as only you can, that you would make ways, open doors, meet needs, that you would grant heart's desires in a special way. God, we know you to be a way maker. We know you to be a miracle worker. We know you to be a promise keeper. We ask now, God, that you would answer the prayers of your people as only you can. Make ways, open doors, meet needs, grant heart's desires, open up the windows of heaven, and pour us out all blessings this week like we never even expected. Do more than what we've expected. And God, will continue to praise you, give your name the glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen. Listen, if you prayed that prayer with us, I want you to type in the comments quickly. It is so. Hurry. It is so. It is so. It is so. Hurry, 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 hurry. It is so. It is so. It is so. God's answering your prayers. God's making ways. God's meeting needs. God's opening up doors. Come on, y'all. Hurry, 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 hurry. It is so. It is so. It is so. I like this. It is so. Oh, wow. Look at these prayer requests. Wow. It's these prayer requests this morning. These are so heavy. I can't wait to go back and watch this replay to see these prayer requests today. These are heavy ones. I love it. But I'm praying for these things. Real people have real issues, and that's okay. That makes you human. But we serve a real God that's bigger than our issues. Listen, y'all, if you want to be saved today, really quickly, if you want to be saved, if you want to dedicate your life to Christ, if you want to give your life to Christ, this is no better time to do it. Maybe somebody heard this message today and realized that they had bitterness living in their heart, and they want to get that bitterness out and replace it with the love of Christ, with his presence in our lives. The Bible tells us in Romans 10:9 that if we confess with our mouths and believe with our hearts that Jesus Christ is who he is and did what he did for us, and I paraphrase, we are saved. Salvation is a matter of confession. If you want to be saved today, if you want to dedicate your life to Christ, I want you to stop what you're doing and repeat this prayer of faith with me. Say this with me. Say it. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I've made some mistakes. I have some flaws, and I have some failures. But I do believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, lived on this earth just like I'm living. He suffered, bled, and died on the cross. And 3 days later, rose again for my sins. Because he lives, I can live, and I am saved. My friends, if you prayed that prayer of faith, I want to welcome you to the royal family of Jesus Christ. You've made an incredible decision. In fact, do me a favor. Type in the comments quickly, #salvation. Would you do that? #salvation. Why are you doing that, Dr. Zed? Why you want us to tell you that we made this decision today? Not to embarrass you. We want to celebrate God with you. The Bible says heaven rejoices when one soul gives their life to Christ. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'll be in the midst. And there's more than 2 and 3 of us on this call. We want to celebrate with you today. If you decided to make Jesus your choice and give your life to Christ, just type it in the comments. We want to celebrate with you. Now, go find you a church home somewhere, a Bible teaching, Bible believing, Bible preaching, community-based ministry where you can continue to grow in your faith and be surrounded by other believers who have flaws just like you, who have challenges like you, and you can continue to grow in your faith. God wants to fill you with the precious gift of the Holy Ghost. And he can do that. He does that by surrounding you with other believers so that you can continue to grow in your faith. Listen, maybe you're tuning in today and you're saying, listen, I want to be a part of the Rehab Christian Center. I've never heard teaching like this. This has really empowered my life. I've been tuned in for a while, and I want to make the decision now to be a part of this ministry. You can do that. You can join even virtually. Just simply type in the comments, #membership. Would you do that? #membership. And one of our faithful moderators will capture your information, reach out to you, get your information. And it's just that simple. It's that simple. We're excited to say that in a couple of weeks, we're hoping to be announcing this in later September, maybe early October. We're going to be starting up our new members courses that are going to be virtual right now until we get back in the building. And so all of you that have joined our ministry, can learn more about our ministry and learn more ways that you can be involved. And so we're so excited about this and so excited about growth, even in a virtual climate, in a virtual environment. If you want to be a part of this ministry, just simply type #membership and we will get your information and reach out to you. Now, I've been rolling. I'm talking fast, a mile a minute, because I'm way over. I want to challenge you to sow a seed today. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to give. I know it has been a blessing to someone, and we still believe in tithing at the Rehab Christian Center. We still believe in giving offerings because that is how God has blessed and sustained so many of us. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, I'm going to challenge you to give your tithe, sow an offering seed today. You can give one of three ways. You can give via Cash App, $REHABCC Give. You can give through our website, www.rehabcc.org, and simply choose online giving. Or you can text Rehab Works to 336-642-3210. That's Rehab Works to 336-642-3210. Again, that's Cash App, $REHABCC Give. Our website, www.rehabcc.org, and choose online giving. Or you can text Rehab Works to 336-642-3210. And if you give either one of those ways, I know without a doubt that God's going to bless you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He's going to send people into your life to be a blessing to your life because of how you've given to him. And I'm a living witness of that. And so I want to challenge you to give today in a special way and watch God bless you in a tremendous way. Listen, y'all, this message bless anybody today? Did it? Did it bless for real? Did it really bless you? If it did, do me a favor. I want you to like this video, share this video. Make sure you use the hashtag 5things and the hashtag bitterness. All right. The hashtag 5things and the hashtag bitterness. Of course, you'll use the hashtag REHABCC as well. Tag us in your post, in your share, but share this video today with somebody that needs to hear this message. This was a life-changing, life-freeing message today. And I need you to share this video and then make plans to join us this Tuesday for Life Study. We will be doing a Q&A on bitterness this Tuesday. So you'll be able to submit your questions. We're going to answer your questions the same way we did last Tuesday, give you a little lesson in the beginning, and then answer your questions on bitterness. And we hope you'll join us this Tuesday at 7:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at the Rehab Christian Center for Life Study. And we absolutely cannot wait to see you. Listen, y'all, I love y'all like a fat kid love banana pudding. I love y'all. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. I want you to have a fantastic week. And then I want you to make plans to join us this Sunday, or this Tuesday, rather, at 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you. I'm praying for you. Peace and blessings. Have a fantastic week.
Thank you for watching the Rehab Christian Center live experience. If this broadcast has been a blessing to you and you would like to be a blessing to our leader, Dr. Zeb Talley III, you can sow a seed into his ministry by Cash App at $Pastor ZT3. It is our prayer that this message of hope encouraged, enlightened, and empowered you to be better. Please tune in Tuesday at 7:08 p.m. for our life study experience. And as always, be blessed and have a wonderful